Grand Rising to you. I know this isn't everybody's life, but it is mine. So when I say Grand Rising to you, I'm saying Grand Rising to all Moors. And I'm also saying Grand Rising to Consular of Courts, Article 3, and the restoration therein and of. This is O.T. Bay, and I am giving you a little bit of history. We keep the documents up because we're adding to line upon line, precept upon precept, brick by brick. We will build the vast empire to a glory greater than the known world has ever seen. This is a little bit of history. It is recent history. Nonetheless, it is history. Every time you breathe, 1 second passes, it becomes history and or the past. This is a civil order from Pope Francis. He is the owner of the United States Service Corporation. Okay? This letter was written by him because he's seen the atrocities, he's seen the inhumanity, he's seen the injustice that the inhabitants, the original Aboriginal, indigenous people of the land were suffering by the colonizers. How they were being murdered and slain in the streets. How they're being systematically genocided, relocated from their land, which they own, which their forefathers gave United States Service Corporation members permission to practice or to do commerce in El Morocco, which you know to be America. I'm going to bring you some more history as history and law goes together. And I want you to source this video. I'm going to read a little bit to you. I want you to source this document. I show the documents that are present because I'm letting the family members know, the newcomers to the Consular of Courts family, as we present you, teach you how to present yourselves. We're not representing you. We're teaching you how to present yourselves. We are not lawyers. We are constitutionalists, the Republic, organic constitution, and we are advocates of enforcement of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, all treaties, all national wills, the enforcement of them. So just know that we don't want to be your representatives. We want you to present yourselves. Psalm 89:14. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. Civil orders, July 4, 2014. Issued to all members of the domestic police forces, U.S. Marshal Service, the Provost Marshal, members of the American Bar Association, and the American Armed Services. These organic American states of the Union, known as the United States of America, major, exercising plenary civil power upon the land, hereby appoint General Carter F. Ham to lead and command the Grand Army of the Republic, and its successor under the guidance of the Joint Chiefs of Staff with their full support. Hear how the Pope is writing to all of the members he has issued this civil order to. Should it become necessary to suppress commercial mercenary forces operating under the guise of being federal government agencies, including but not limited to the Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Emergency Management Administration, the Internal Revenue Service, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, etc. General Ham shall assume immediate command and control of all armed forces and services owed to the United States of America, major. Here's what he just said. He said, owed to the United States of America, major. Now, who is the major? That is the Crown. The Pope, the Vatican, the Crown, the Vicar of Christ owns the United States Service Corporation. He owns them all. All forces of air, land, and sea are to be employed Any cost or loss suffered as a result of deployment of the Grand Army of the Republic shall be charged as stipulated prior. All efforts shall be made by the Grand Army of the Republic to spare life and property while undertaking any action whatsoever within the states of the Union without exception. The GAR is uniquely enabled by these orders to operate on the land of the 50 organic states for the purposes of securing the lives and property of American states and American state citizens. Now understand this. You are the aboriginals and indigenous of this land. Our forefathers gave permission to the Sultan, gave permission to the deist to operate in commerce on this land. After that permission, should there be any breaking of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1787, there are ramifications for the injury of the breaking of the treaty. There's laws. Now, if required to take field position, the local commanders shall make every effort to communicate basis of their authority and the reasons for their presence on American state soil to ensure a prompt cessation of hostilities and a widespread understanding of the usurpations and acts of fraud which have led to any conflict. All parties must be brought to understand the nature of the federal government, the limitations of its authority, and their own obligation to act in favor of the organic states of the Union. Now, here's the difference. When you're listening to me read this to you, you have to separate the two. Just think about the state that you live in. Currently, I reside in Oklahoma, so there's a letterhead. When you get a letterhead, you see County of such and such state, County of Tulsa. The of is the difference, that one word. Of states it's a corporation. If they say just Tulsa County or just Ramsey County, then that is the true de jure county. So he's separating the differences of the corporations and the actual counties who are operating. The Grand Army of the Republic shall continue to operate under General Order 100, known as the Lieber Code, extant from the pen of the last Republic President, Abraham Lincoln. Now understand this Lieber Code. I'll send it to you pretty soon here. You're going to love it. The Lieber Codes are wonderful. They're perfectly penned laws that govern how people are to operate when they're in another's land, and the consequences if you do not honor the Lieber Code as well. Page 2. No order, executive or otherwise, issued by Barack H. Obama pretending authority on the land of the American states while operating as president of the United States Corporation. This is the Pope telling us that. So we hear it from our brothers and sisters, other Moors. We hear it from Barack Obama himself when he went to the Alhambra and shown that the Constitution is based in Muslim law. We heard it from so many people over and over. Now you're hearing it from the owner himself. President of the United States Corporation, nor as the President of the United States of America Minor, are owed any performance by their Joint Chiefs of Staffs, General Ham, or any ordinary. All plainly stated grants of contractual authority evident in the Constitution for the United States of America remain in place, subject to good faith performance of the accompanying obligations and treaties. Oh, he's getting hot. Mr. Obama is the president of a governmental service corporation under contract to provide stipulated services to the organic states and is on their payroll. We're going to stop there. And the reason why we're going to stop there, he otherwise acts as a foreign dignitary representing the United States of America Minor. In neither of these capacities is he allowed any granted authority to impose upon American state citizens, endanger American state property, or command mercenary forces on American state soil, however veiled as federal civilian service agencies. The reason why we're going to stop there is because I want our family members to get it for yourself, read it, study it, dissect it, break it down with your 8 parts of speech. They only teach you 2 in the Rockefeller educational system. There's 8. Break them down, understand it, and then spread it. Share the love, share the understanding, share the information. Liberate. And I quote one of my teachers, leaders don't make followers. They liberate people. Have a wonderful day. Peace be upon you. The 5 pillars of light be in your being. Consular of Court welcomes you and thanks you. Have a good day.